Hey Internet, I'm back and I've got another whiteboard. So I've had quite a good reaction to some of my previous whiteboarding videos, so we're going to do it again. So I'm going to continue on the trend of talking about PON and optical networks. This time we're going to build a bigger network, and rather than look at just a couple houses, we'll look at a few communities. So let's get started. So we're going to start with our OLT. Here's our OLT, and this OLT, as usual, is at the BSP, Broadband Service Provider, and it's in a data center. And as usual, we'll add a cloud, and the internet is feeding into the data center and into the OLT. So instead of just having one port, this time we're going to have a whole bunch of ports. So we're going to draw up a couple ports. So 1, 2. This OLT has 6 ports, 6 PON ports. So we'll be able to feed 6 splitters. So this time we're going to build a little town, and we're going to try and service this town using fiber. So right on the edge of town is our data center, and we have a road that goes through town. From that road we have many other roads curve around, and that's where our citizens live. We have lots of buildings. We have rows of houses. Another big building here. And essentially we have a little town. Many houses. We'll draw a little apartment unit. I won't draw all the houses, but you get the idea. We now have a whole community. Many different people, and they're in different areas. Some live on the north side, some live further down, but now we have a little community of very poorly drawn houses. We could take a fiber from every one and run along the road and get it all the way back there, but then all of our fibers have to go all the way back, and it could be several kilometers. That's going to be a lot of effort. So we could also build a cabinet right in the middle, and that's where we're going to put our fiber splitter. And then they only have to go back to there, right? We can run our fibers. They all go back there. That's good. And that's one way to do it. And depending on the size of the area, that might be a really good way to do it. Another way to do it, is to segment it into multiple areas. So we're gonna, instead of building one cabinet, we're gonna build 3. So we're gonna put a cabinet over here, a cabinet over here, and one over here. Then we're gonna take some fibers and we're gonna plow them and get them over to our cabinets. We're gonna feed each of these cabinets with fiber. And now, when we go to hook up our customers, all we need to do is go from the houses to their nearest regional cabinet. So this is one way that optical networks are built, kind of a centralized cabinet in a community, and that feeds everyone. So now we have 3 splitters. We have splitter number 1, splitter number 2, splitter number 3. And we've essentially built 3 little service areas. And anyone who lives in those areas can get service from one of those cabinets that's nearby. So this is one way that you can build an optical network and segment it into areas. The real advantage of doing this is you can have shorter fiber runs. You just run the fiber from the house to the local node, to the local splitter, rather than all the way back. Now, this obviously scales a lot, and as you have bigger networks, you have bigger service areas, or you have more service areas, and it all comes down to how you design your optical plant and things like light levels. But that actually seems like that might be a good topic for the next one. So maybe next time we'll talk about light levels and what actually happens to the laser light that comes out of the OLT and gets to the ONT. Well, as always, thanks for listening. Let me know in the comments what you think, and we'll see you next time. Bye.